So this is a video to teach you how to do frontal cogs. This is the second movement in the Desk Jockey Workout, which is one of those 5-minute workouts in my book, Feel Better in 5. Gary, I think this is a really freeing movement actually.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you could talk me through how to do it, but also some of the common things that you see people don't get quite right when they're not familiar with the movement.
Absolutely, yeah. So we know that this is about giving movement options to your spine because we are challenging those who sit in a single position all day long. And the way we're going to get it is to start to get your spine to bend sideways quite nicely, which works the muscles on either side of the trunk and also the hips. So if you could first of all get your feet nice and under your hips, so the feet are hip width apart. And the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just to bend one knee. So when you bend that left knee, the idea is that it pulls this pelvis down. So you're going to keep your heel on the ground and you're going to let this side of the pelvis drop down. And what you'll hopefully find is that the weight has gone into your right leg.
Yeah, so I bent my left knee, everything feels as though it's gone on my right leg, and I feel as though my right hip is higher than my left hip.
Higher than your right leg, you're perfect, yeah. Okay. So you're pulling this one down with the knee bend, and this is propping up on your stance leg. A lot of people will find they bend it and they kind of fall into the left leg. So a nice check is to make sure that your weight stays in the straight leg. So you're going to bend the left knee and keep the right knee
So bend
straight.
the left knee, and my weight is going into my right leg, and I can feel it all sort of like, I can feel it in my right glute muscle, I can feel it all in my...
Yeah, so instantly you're going to start to put tension and a workload requirement in the hip on the outside there. Okay. Perfect, so that's our platform. If you take your left arm now, so the same arm as the side with the knee bend, and you're going to reach that upwards. And I know you've mentioned in your book the importance of the reach. So this reach is going to pull the rib cage up on this side, which is the same side as this is dropping down.
So that feels great already. I feel like I'm stretching and moving parts of my body that just never get put into this position.
Yeah, well, what we're aiming to do is to tilt the rib cage over to the right, matched with the drop, put length and all the tissue through here, plus you've got the reach in the arm, so you start to reach tissue. We're not talking about one segment, we're talking about many segments.
Yeah, it's a whole body movement, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the final part of this, which you've done brilliantly, is keep your eyes on the horizon. And so what we have then is the neck is upright and they have a curve in the spine.
So do some people tilt the head like that, or is that what some people feel?
It's very easy to follow. So if you imagine you reach up high and the head tilts, then
you don't want that.
We don't want that. We want to keep the eyes on the horizon.
Okay.
And so we'll get the opposite experience now. So if you start to straighten this knee and let this arm come down, bend this knee, put the weight into the left leg and reach high here, then you get to experience the exact same opposite movement on both sides.
I know I've just said it, but it really does feel incredible. You feel as though, well, I'm a tall guy, and I work like many people at a laptop at a desk, but even from just doing those, I feel like my rib cage, I feel like my upper back, I just feel a bit more room everywhere.
Huge amount of muscles all around the abdomen, around the pectorals, into the shoulders, the scapula, and the hips.
You feel your abs moving as well, don't you?
Yeah, and the good strength for this is that you're actually on the ground, so you're having to manage your whole body, and critically, we are working to keep your head over your rib cage, over your pelvis, so they are in line. So some of you might find that you go easy to one side and hard to the other side, and it's just taking the time to make sure the hard side is done in this sequence and this order, and you'll start to find that you're putting new length in muscles that you didn't know you had. Yeah. And that will give you access to both sides more easily. And then, of course, that means that we can start to have this straight spine, where it's easier to hold our head over our pelvis, over our feet.
Yeah, so like I put in the book, the idea really, and it's all about quality rather than quantity of movement, but I did say it's a rough guide. When you go through it, if you are trying to do the whole Desk Jockey Workout in 5 minutes, you're roughly looking at, I think, about 10 on each side. Once you can do that, it will take a bit of learning at the start, but very quickly you'll know how to do it. And I've got many people who do this in their lunch break, actually. A lot of office workers do it, and it just can help really eliminate a lot of that neck stiffness and pain that they get at the end of the day.
Interesting, I don't think you know really the benefits until you've actually done it.
Yeah.
So if you do spend all day in a desk and you start to move your spine side to side in this way and link it together with the wall cogs, which we've got in another video, you'll find a huge amount of liberation around the shoulders, the neck and the spine. Yeah.
Gary, I am quite tall obviously, and you're the expert at this movement, so I wonder if you could just show people what it looks like to do it in sequence.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'll just step over.
Again, feet hip width apart. First thing we're going to do, same as Rongan, is to bend the left knee, which will pull the pelvis down on the left, and all my weight should shift into my right leg, into the heel of the right leg. So as I bend this knee, I'm going to reach this arm up so that I'm pulling the rib cage up on the left, and then keep my eyes on the horizon so that I'm creating space in the shoulder on the right hand side here. I'm just going to let this arm be heavy, and then I'm going to come out, bend the right knee, which will pull this down. My weight goes into the left leg, and the right hand reaching up, and the eyes stay on the horizon. So I have that curve in the spine again. And so we just go from one to the other. So you're trying to get a sequence where all of the things, the skull, the rib cage, and the pelvis are all moving together, all at the same time.
Yeah, Gary, really good. Okay, guys, so that's the second move. In the next video, you're going to see the third movement in the Desk Jockey Workout.